Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another Nexus Gaming Series matchup. Tonight, featuring completely clueless strategies against Roll1Esports. Our bans tonight from CCS, banning Alterac and D-Shire. Meanwhile, Roll1 taking out Braxis and Volskaya. Thank God Volskaya is gone. After a 27-minute Volskaya game, I don't feel much like talking about Volskaya anymore. And thankfully I won't have to. Still yet to decide what map we are going to here. Let's see. I believe it is CCS's choice. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Alright, looks like we are going to Infernal Shrines just as previous cast. This was picked by our home team tonight in blue. Alright, we're going to Infernal. I don't know exactly how this is going to work. CCS had to use an off-roster sub like 5 minutes before the game started, which is not part of the rules. But, we'll see how it goes here. We're getting everybody into the lobby here eventually. Yeah, I got my chips on me. I'm happy. I'm just waiting on one here, and then we're gonna get going. Ah, still waiting. Not really sure. Must be having some login issues, but hopefully we'll get going here pretty soon. What is he talking about? I'm so confused. Maybe Discord's yours. It's been a little weird for you tonight, too. All right, the fifth just joined Discord, so we're creeping towards the start here. Crimson Desert. What is this? Some friend wants this game. Who's my friend that wants this game? Oh, it's him. This is like a third-person open-world action adventure. Eh. Oh, it just got released. $70 though. I just can't. I still can't bring myself to pay $70 for a game. I understand that maybe they're going to be worth it, but I don't know, man. All right, let's see if Goose are good to go. Oh, so we have a mongoose sighting. That's exciting. Always love seeing Mongoose play. Alright. Caster is ready. It looks like we got the green light from both teams. Roll1 is ready. They said they're good to go as well. So let's see how this fares. Alright, we have the CCS ready. Cool. Wait, Hooli said GG. I haven't seen Hooli. Is Hooli playing? I haven't seen them in a long time. They're kind of playing. I don't think Rock remembers that he's host. And Zad disconnected. Oh, did you guys come to watch Heroes of the Storm? Psych! We ain't watching shit. Can watch the loading screen. Oh my goodness. We are 15 minutes late. I guess I didn't really need to rush. If the last game went to a game 3, I don't think it would have mattered a whole lot. Majestic TZ Chop. Coming in with the raid, thank you. Hopefully you had a wonderful cast. I assume it went to a best of 3, considering how early you started and how late you're raiding. Thank you for casting NGS as always. It's always good to have people supporting the people. That's what NGS is all about. We are almost about to get ready in Game 1. People are trickling in, and boy howdy do I mean trickling. But we're getting there. What's going on, Amy? Alright, we finally have a countdown. Rock is letting it cook. Let's go draft some heroes on Infernal Shrines. Absolutely, T. That's what I do be here for. I'm not doing that. Okay, there we go. So our first hero ban of the night is it going to be Hogger? Is it going to be Blaze or Dahaka? Is it going to be some sort of target ban? Oh, I'm so excited I can barely wait. That would not have been on my radar as the first bans. But here we are. It is a Li Ming ban on not BOE, on Infernal Shrines, excuse me. BOE, it would have made a lot more sense. And we see a Zagara ban. So I wouldn't call these standard bans, but they are bans available. Johanna. All right, we've come back around to more standard meta things. A couple target bans have been eliminated. And we see Tychus taken off the board. So 2 DPS, rather 3 DPS overall, and a tank. What do we do for our first pick? Waniba takes her favorite, probably her favorite healer on Stukov. Opening up the door for potentially a lot of CC. Loktar Ogar, says Garrosh, the first pick for the side of CCS.
Victory for the Forsaken.
And victory for the Forsaken. Sylvanas, a very strong hero. Was strong before the nerf, stronger, or before the buff, excuse me. Stronger now. And we have Kel'Thas in combination with the Anubarak. I do not like Anubarak into Garrosh here. I think Garrosh definitely has the advantage in that matchup. It's so hard for the Anubarak to play into that. Because if you get thrown, there's no coming back. And especially when you have a Stukov, it's going to be really difficult. You cannot miss. You know, Rock has to play near perfect to make sure that the Garrosh gets CC chained and dies, or you cocoon it and run by him. But really puts the burden of execution on your tank. Garrosh, on the other side of things, has a much easier matchup. He just throws. You just throw, you press your unstoppable, you throw, and you throw, and you throw. And as long as you have enough damage, and with Syl, it's already a good start. It's kind of easy mode. Interesting. So 2 offlaners banned, none of which I would first pick on this map, but you see Sonya and Imperius banned. Clearly a couple of target bans. Let's see what they do to round out the team. Now, I really like Dahaka here. I think Dahaka into Stukov really is going to make Stukov's job much more difficult. So I'd like to see Dahaka here, and then probably healer. Best available right now, Anduin, probably. Okay, we see Anduin and Deathwing. Could still be a 4-man Deathwing, still able to see the, what was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. Dahaka, you could still see that taken from them if it's a 4-man Deathwing. Here, it has to be Leo, it has to be, I think, Greymane. Yeah, makes sense. Very, very good decision here. Could have made a case for Malphil as well. But I think this is still looking pretty good for Roll1, despite the Deathwing pick and just how strong the Deathwing is overall. Rounding out the team for CCS. Oh, I forgot Falstad was up. Holy shit. How did Falstad make it through this draft? So Falstad is going to be the last pick for CCS. 2 globals on their side. But they have a lot of percent damage to get through. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I don't think either team really has that much of a major advantage. So let's get into game 1. I want more chips. Chips were good. I shouldn't eat the chips, but I want the chips. Why am I over here? Why would it do this to me, game? Oh, maybe because they made the map? From left to right tonight, it is completely Clueless Strategies, CCS. We have Sedg on the Garrosh, Vacuity on Falstad, Greg Vor on Anduin, Mikey D on Deathwing getting in there, and Jamie Tart on the Syl. And from right to left, we have Roll1Esports, Rock Your World on Anubarak. Zad playing the Leo, Waniba on Stukov, Shadow Leaves on KT, and our old board member Mongoose. Who's he on? Greymane. take a look at our level 1 talents here. Auto attack Falstad, quite obviously. Interesting to see Regeneration Master here. Did get a little bit of buff several patches ago. A little bit more health when completing that quest. Or no, it wasn't health. It still gave you the same amount of health, but you don't need 30 globes anymore. Or 35 is what it was, I don't know. It was a ridiculous number. Mongoose auto-attacking Sylvanas in the face. Mikey D dropping in, providing some aerial support, but Zad immediately hit a W onto Mikey, and you can see why I think this is probably the best available counter to Deathwing. Already one full shield gone after one W and like an auto attack, so blue team is trying to get the siege camp out first before doing bottom or even trying to contest bottom, so wise decision here from Roll1, able to get this out before the next objective here. Big mid-wave as well. But here comes a throw onto the KT, and KT is not going to make it through this. The best they can do is trade at this point. They're not going to be able to do that. As the pull comes out from Anduin. That do be the power of the Garrosh. Good flank there by CCS, able to get that kill. Purity here in the top lane, or mid lane rather. Getting beat up a little bit. The W does hit, Leo does trade pretty well into, well, damn near anybody. And Roll1 has to hurry on this camp. If Deathwing gets here, there's no way they win this fight. I mean, maybe if the Stuka, maybe they're KT, but I wouldn't take my chances. Zed getting really low, Jamie Tart stepping up. I'm going to call him that like 17 times, so I apologize. It's weird. They lowered the health from 30 globes to 25 globes, but you can still get the maxed out. Mongoose playing with this silence puddle there. Roll1E doing a good job zoning. They lowered the health from 30 to 25 globes, but you can still get 30 to max out regen. What? Oh. What the hell? I did not notice that. That is kind of dumb. Where's the janitor? Wait, janitor? Nope, he's the wrong skin. Don't worry about that. Not the right skin. Blue team going to be doing their bruiser camp here as the Deathwings continue... Deathwings? The dragons? Birds? Birds. Continue to soak. And if I didn't know any better, I would say that Roll1 is probably just going to run this down bottom. Okay, no, they're just four-manning the soak bottom. Garrosh looking for this camp, and they're not on it. They're looking for somebody, but they're not going to find anybody. Mongoose, though, does start it. Is he going to get thrown in the camp, providing a little bit of support? It's a nice silence puddle there as the Garrosh throws over the top. Deathwing, really nice healing there from Roll1E, but now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Felstad's going to have to fly in here to provide some kind of support. The camp not done yet. Sedge getting really low. It's a good silence again from Roll1E. Oh, the flame gonna help burn the team? No, not quite. And red team just gonna kind of do their camp and pretend that nothing ever happened. Deathwing's gonna hop in the air. Garrosh is very low. He's gonna start the objective. Does not have tap for 38 seconds. It does not really have a health bar for quite some time. Gregvor trying to heal up that Garrosh. Difficult task. Sad taking a lot of damage. Melee Deathwing is a problem to deal with. Look at the self-healing. But, okay, starting to get whittled down. Zad is, doing his best. Garrosh really wants him to die, but he does hit the W. It won't matter. So Zad will fall. It's 12 to 10 in favor of Roll1 right now as a nice stun lands. Oh, Rocker World going in, full committing here to the stuns, but he will pay for it with his life. Garrosh claiming the kill there. And Deathwing, or excuse me, Falstad will now head bottom, or rather to the mid lane. I think they get this kill. No, Mongoose decides not to try to press the issue too much. 31 to 15. They don't exactly have incredible clear on this point, but it's good enough. Wait. Cutie just kind of dies to a minion wave. Really playing for the stacks there. And 90 so far, so it's going to pay off, but it's funny to see that stuff. Yeah, we see this interaction with Garrosh and Anubarak. Very, very tough to play into. Mikey D gonna drop in behind, providing aerial support yet again with this Mortar Punisher, who gets another jump off, this time onto both Mongoose and Rock. And the first fort will fall in favor of CCS, up 3-1 in kills, but not too terribly far ahead in XP. Alright, part 2. Leo versus Falstad. Leo looking very scary, but potentially getting ganked here from the Sylvanas. And he's going to be able to E out. Looks like the Anduin was going to step up before the Garrosh did. They're just kind of holding this rotation. Like to see this here, forward positioning. Oh, is that... He's like, alright, I'm going to do it. Oh, and it's a gank, and here comes the Deathwing flying down immediately. Zad in a lot of trouble. Will likely fall, but no, gets the E off in time. But not in time enough. Nice engage there from CCS. Being very, very sneaky in the bush. They're going to get a kill onto the Leo, but it is a Leo. Nevertheless, this camp going to be stolen from CCS. Falstad in the bottom lane, continuing to stack. Wow, that is insane. That is literally insane. What the hell? The positioning there. I mean, I know I can see the map, but damn. I guess they don't have 10s, so they didn't really want to look. Let's take a look at our level 10s, as I mentioned it, for the side of CCS. We have Gust, Decimate, Mind Control, Bellowing Roar, and Light Bomb. Meanwhile, for the side of Roll1, we have Cocoon, Flailing Swipe, Phoenix, Entomb, and Bullet. Tart getting out. Was out of position yet again. This time, almost punished for it. I would rather have preferred to see a Pyroblast here, I think, onto the Deathwing. I think you just Pyro the Deathwing, and it's really difficult for them to play. At the very least, it might remove a couple of plates initially. Yakuti getting caught again. The root not quite connecting. Didn't have the D activated there, so it didn't pierce all targets. And now Mongoose and Waniba, are they going to be able to get out of here in time? It looks like, yes, they will. Borko running for his life, and it looks like CCS is just going to clear this camp right here. Kind of a bold decision. They're not going to have Falstad. Interesting to see if... Okay, the Nubarak's not going to come up here to deal with this. Asking for assistance. Rock is in a good position here, and the Anduin completely just steps up, but the damage is not quite there. Cocoon onto Garrosh. Silence Puddle, not really going to do much this fight, but Deathwing sure took a lot of damage in a hurry. As many ults are used, or rather a few ults are used. They get the dirty bathtub discount value from Wish, I guess. With the Leo and Tomb, but it's a nice pull from the Anduin. Deathwing flying in, and Zad gets really low, 200 HP. The Mind Control connecting to the Anubarak. And Mikey D getting blown up. Oh my gosh, the W healing. Oh, but the Q from KT caught two people, and one of them happened to be the Deathwing. Sylvanas running down people. Shadow trying to get people. I mean, Tart is playing like a lunatic. I mean, holy cow. It's like a limit testing in a quick match, only you're playing a real game. CCS getting the second objective here. The Arcane Punisher going to be pushing into the bottom lane. Rock has to back for some mana. Neva sticks her meaty hand into the ground. He's basically... Stukov's like Nemesis, right? From Resident Evil. He's basically like a Nemesis. He's close. So they pull the Immortal back. Not Immortal, the Punisher. To the back tower. Gonna be able to clear it up there. CCS gonna steal yet again another siege camp. This is just kind of now their camp. But despite being down 4 kills, 2 Punishers, and 2 forts, Roll1 not terribly far behind in XP. So they're playing the map well. They're not dropping a lot of soak. Likely thanks to the effort of the Leo. Falstad at 175 stacks, so has that second tier of Pinnacle completed. I wonder if this was ever a March game. Like, probably not. But also maybe could have been? I don't know. Because March applies W at 20, right? So, and into like Garrosh and Deathwing would have been really interesting. Let's see if we see an Entomb here. We do have a big engage. There is the Silence Puddle. Good pull, though, from the Anduin. We have a Cocoon onto Garrosh, who I believe still has Unstop available. Looks like this is going to be gusted here, too. It's a nice Mind Control onto the face of the Leo, and Stukov is actually going to get that kill. The big, meaty hand of Justice coming in, providing enough support. And now Tart caught out just a little bit far. They weren't able to get the stun. Oh, is that enough? Holy, 31 HP and a Dream Tart gets out of there. Talents Entomb is still really strong for grabbing the Anduin. 100% agree. I feel like, though, if you're not going E, and you actually are going, like, Unyielding Despair, like, this tells me that they want to at least go, like, the Burning Despair build at 20. If the plan was to do that anyway, then, like, maybe you can make a plan for March. I don't know. I think, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's always Entomb, right? Or maybe even more than that. 95% of the time, it's Entomb and then Silence Entomb, but you don't even think about it. But I think if you're looking for a game to argue the fact that you could go March, you can make a case. It would also be kind of funny if he started marching and then the Falstad just gusted the rest of the team away for like 5 seconds, and, and then he just kind of died, but I don't know. I guess he still has E after the fact. Unstoppable down onto the Garrosh, and that's notable. Let's see if the Leo can get an Entomb onto the Anduin this time around. Deathwing doesn't have extra walls to contend with. I mean, he just kind of marches forward anyway, right? I guess, like, if you're holding Entomb for later, Zad gets thrown and dies immediately. Garrosh looking for more. They're going to find a Light Bomb. Connects to 3 people here. The fly over the top. And now we have a gust back into the flame. 3 people from Roll1 are really caught in a bad way. And Mongoose looking to just trying to trade, but won't be able to do so. Oh boy. I don't think he's going to make it, folks. Oh, but maybe get a counter kill? Not quite. So Leo is back. Falstad is going to be doing the objective here. This keep will fall, and it's going to be a tough defense for the side of Roll1. 11-3 in kills. Mind Control, yet again connecting. The Mind Controls have been good this game. Red team dominating. And now that most of Roll1 is back up, CCS going to back off and start hitting this Frozen Punisher Shrine. Falstad full backing? No, just getting some globes.
Team has summoned a frozen
Blue team has summoned a Frozen Punisher. Where are you going with that, blue team? Are they not pushing with us? What? What? Bro. What? I guess they're just gonna get their 20s and be happy? And take other forts? Because they think this is gonna take the keep? But it's not gonna take the keep? What? Okay. Alright. Well, they don't get a keep, because they didn't feel like taking one. But they are going to do all of the camps on the map and get their 20s. So a consolation prize? I mean, they're getting 20s anyway. But now they're really going to get their 20s. Sylvanas almost fully stacked. Maybe more importantly, well, definitely more importantly, Falstad nearly fully stacked. 38 globes from the KT. It's not a small number of globes. But oh boy, here comes Garage. They thought they were rotating mid, they thought they were on their camp, and now here comes a Deathwing landing directly on top of the KT. I mean, directly. They try to engage onto the Falstad, but it's too little too late. KT literally getting Goomba stomped by the Deathwing. And now, hopefully, CCS will start focusing on this building here. Oh my gosh, look at this damage from... Wow! Nice play there by Roll1. Great bullet from Mongoose. And the synergy between Rock and Waniba there. Seems like they might play together a bit. That was a pretty clueless strategy. Fair point. Some might say completely. They're just setting up the Deathwing 20, right? That's the plan. We do see the Gust, or excuse me, the Wind Tunnel at 20. Withering Barrage is one of the choices you have at 20. Inner Fire, Deadly Calm. Roll1 really hasn't even begun to scratch much of the towers of CCS. Deathwing coming in. Bullet immediately lands on a Deathwing, but he gets a huge heal and a massive sleep, but Waniba needs some help. Nice root there. There's a Silence and Tomb. Does he have another pull of... Wait, we're not Silence and Tomb. Oh, we didn't take it at 20. But Vacuity getting real low. Mongoose getting in. It's a nice root there from Brock. And caught on his knees. Will go down. Classic Anduin. Getting on his knees and dying. What Okay. KT going back. Having to do some chores. Gonna have to clear bottom lane as well. Sylvanas, running in circles and starting a camp. Let's take a look at level 20s. Are we gonna have the Silence and Tomb? No, it is Burning Despair, as I expected. We have Blunderbuss, Top Off Rewind, and Flamethrower. Okay. Top wave needs to be cleared out. It's 35 to 0. This is going to very comfortably go to the side of CCS. Or, excuse me, of Roll1. But Falstad almost fully stacked. Sylvanas nearly fully stacked. Deathwing, not quite. And I would like to see Roll1 push for at least a building here. I don't think this is going to take much more. But it could potentially if they were all there. But unfortunately, the Stukov was there doing chores. Fear only really impacted the Anubrak there. The other two just got feared in the opposite direction. And as the Punisher continues to go in, it's a nice gust this time from the Falstad to be able to remove a lot of the damage from coming out. Mind Control landing onto... Ooh, beautiful follow-up route from the Anduin on the Mind Control. Mongoose deciding he's just going to kind of full send and try to get as much damage out as he can. And now Rock will fall as well to the light bomb. Well done there. Guess with Stukov, they thought they could go a different 20. I mean, essentially that would work even no matter what the Stukov, who the Stukov was. Well, I guess that's not true. I don't know what I'm talking about. Curious to see if they try to fight this. I think with the Leo damage, if you hit an, I guess Deathwing's in the air and can land at any point. I mean, the pull doesn't matter if you hit the Anduin. Silence and Tomb doesn't matter either, necessarily, if you hit the Anduin. So, it's like, I don't know. I come back around to my original thought of, like, maybe it was a March game. Because it's going to be really hard to catch both Falstad and Anduin. Like, that should never, ever, ever happen. So Falstad's going to be able to Gust the Entomb, and Anduin's going to be able to pull anybody that gets caught, so... Deathwing stacks. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, chat. We are at 800. We only got another 1,000 to go. So stick around if this ends up being a 20... well... level 29 game. Maybe. I mean, there would have to be a lot of killing. A lot of solo killing, too, so that they couldn't end, but they were still getting stacks. CCS maybe correctly identifying that they're on their top camp. Going to see if they can push down this building here. Sil has black arrows available with 4 stacks of possession. Deathwing gets into the air, and we have a little bit of flankeroni from behind them. Going to be interesting to see how Gust is used here. If it's just immediately popped, and we have a big engage from the Nubarak. Really well done there from 1E, and Rewind used to immediately go back in. Zad is in the back line. Good cocoon onto Garrosh. And the DPS and and the healer are peeled off. But Deathwing was in the back line, already killed the KT. Mind Control, yet again, landing onto the DPS face of a Greymane. Look at those auto attacks, by the way. That was 4 auto attacks and nearly killed the Leo. And it looks like Rock is just kind of trying to force something here, but he's not going to be able to. Ping and retreat is not going to be an option right now. And Stukov is dealt with a very impossible task. I mean, resets? 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 No. GG's come out. CCS going to win game 1 of this best of 3. Leading the way in damage, Sil, Deathwing, and Falstad. Then the entire rest of the team of Roll1, and then Garrosh Anduin also participated. Healing numbers very close. Offlane numbers close as well. But a relatively close game throughout. It's not like any team had a super major advantage at the end. It was 27 kills, which makes it look a little bit more lopsided, but CCS were really never in much danger there. Couple nice engages, couple moments of brilliance from Roll1, but not quite enough to pull together a W in game 1. So, we go to game 2. We give CCS their hard-earned point on the board. Get rid of that. Where is my thingy? Hello, Soothsayer. There we are. There we are. This was picked by blue and won by blue. Let's give us a little background music as we get into this next game. Let's report this last game I casted so I don't have to do it later. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't give them their point on the board, by the way. Chat. No one said anything. Y'all just let me struggle. I don't know about y'all. Do not know about y'all. What am I looking for? Caster tools, my casts, past casts. I gotta scroll down pretty far. It means I'm doing my job. Do not yet have a map, so I can keep going here. Let's see, your videos. And has not hit YouTube. Okay, cool. What up, ADT? ATD, excuse me. Let's go roll one. Alrighty, let's see if YouTube's gonna catch up to me here. Nope. Still no map. First game took a hot minute for the map to get selected. Huh, interesting. Alright, looks like we're going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's get that updated here in Soothsayer. And this was picked by Team 2, which means our team in red. And CCS will have first pick. Garden of Terror with Asmo and Reg on opposing teams to guarantee the 40-minute match. No thank you. You are welcome, you cutie. CCS is ready. All right. Let's see here. Just waiting on the all clear from CC or from Roll1. I don't know why. When it's double acronyms, I get them confused all the time. It's rough. It's rough.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Alright, let's get into it. We have Tomb of the Spider Queen here. One of my favorite maps to pull out all kinds of shenanigans. I think you can get away with a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally on many other maps. Just due to the nature of how rotations work and how easily it is to catch people doing a dumb. Doing a little dummy do. Just rotating all willy-nilly. We see the Garage Band this time by Roll1. And no Zagara available for Roll1 either. CCS second ban. Let's see if it's going to be another respect type ban or if they're just going to ban something a little bit more standard. I think Johanna is always a solid pick or ban here. And the side to ban the Stukov led to several of the kills for Roll1 in game 1, so definitely saying we don't want to deal with that nonsense again. And what do we have here? It's going to be a Sil ban. Okay. It's a couple of target bans across the board. A lot of target bans, rather, across the board. And our first pick. Da-da-da-da.
This realm needs me.
We have Li Ming as the first pick. I will fight to my last breath, says Rhaegar. And Johanna snagged here as well.
Stitches want to play.
For the Alliance above all.
We see the Stitches Anduin combo here on Tomb, which is very, very effective if you have buildings. Now, the problem with Stitches Anduin on this map is if you lose your buildings early, it can be pretty hard to kill somebody without getting run down. They do have the Johanna for a shield. They're going to have Ancestral, too. So it has to be kind of an insta-kill coming out of the Stitches, which, granted, Li Ming does have the damage to be able to do such a thing. But Roll1 still has 3 more picks to counter this kind of nonsense that they have going on. But Diva's still up. So that is one of the choices. You could do an offlane Johanna and go with a Nubarak here as well, which would be kind of spicy. Do I have the games? Whoops. Oops, I opened the wrong thing again. Sorry, no, the screen is frozen. Documents, heroes. What are we going with? Junkrat Falstad, excellent choices. As long as he doesn't gust after the after the gorge. That would be a big old bummer. Sorry, doing something for a friend real quick. Alright. And we have Phoenix and Imperius. Really interesting choices here. Be curious to see if we have a variant. And thank you for the follow. Oh boy, what a name. Child Lost in China. What? Thank you for the follow anyway. And Hogger's gonna hunt him down. Zad taking Hogger with our last pick. Alright, well, we will get started on this game too here. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Can hope for a game 3 here. Sedge as well, thank you for the follow. Go play your game now. From left to right tonight, it is completely Clueless strategy. CCS, Sedge on the Stitches. Tart. Do. I can't help myself. I see Jamie Tart. Tart. On Lee Vacuity on Phoenix. Mikey D on the Imperius. And Greg Vor on Anduin. And from right to left, we have Roll1Esports. Mongoose on Falstad. Zad on the Hogger. Waniba playing Junkrat this time around as Shadow Leaves is on the Rhaegar. And Rock Your World on Joe Mama. We have, holy shit, there's so much to appreciate here at the first level. Okay, I mean, where do we even start? We have Laws of Hope, because there are a lot of globes, but it's double blinds into Phoenix pretty good. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. We have W-Build Falstad, which can be very strong as well, especially if you get it stacked early, and the first stab from the Imperius doesn't connect. Johanna did get both globes, so that's interesting. We have auto attack tricky shuffles here, so not extra wound timers, which is a standard, or you normally see the trap build, especially on this map, but instead we see the auto attack build. We have Stitches also going for his own globes and got none on the first wave, which is impressive. Q build Phoenix, which I'm excited about, because I don't think I've ever seen that actually stacked in its entirety. Even had the Blessings, a little bit old talent there to pick and choose from. Nice stun here from Zad. I mean, excellent. Across the board. 10 out of 10. So Rhaegar, Junkrat, and the Falstad doing a great job getting this camp out. Phoenix is their best camper, by the way. And I'm just now realizing it's a 4-man Imperius, and it's an offlane boy here. I think this fight goes really poorly for Phoenix, no? So far, yes. Yes, it goes very poorly. Nice stab there by the Imperius. Gonna have to pop that unstop and try to get out. Shadow Leaves trying to do just that. Good stab onto Johanna, but he is kind of on an island now. The camp very quickly cleared up. I guess I shouldn't say very quickly. The wall and the tower almost fell in the mid lane in favor of CCS as they come top to push this as well. They do have the rotational advantage here despite being down a little bit. Gonna have to dodge a hook. Nope, looks like he's not even gonna try. And the bottom lane? Kind of more of the same. Zad playing this matchup well. Only 3 stacks on the Falstad. But 10 globes. 10 globes from Johanna. It's going to be a very mighty health bar. That Junkrat trap, oh my goodness. He walks right over the trap, and then he baits the Falstead into it. It's a nice cleanse. Damn, he was standing right on the trap, and several people didn't see that trap. Stitches gonna get scooped. Mongoose stacking the W. Keep stacking. 7 stacks. Yeah, and this is, I mean, CCS should not ever really have the rotational advantage here that they're looking for. Because their wave clear is just nowhere near as good as Roll1, but we'll see how that's going to play out later. Wave clear is king, ultimately. But Stitch's hooks are forever. I think I saw that commercial somewhere. Let's take a look in our bottom lane and see how this matchup's going. Never mind, I'm bored out of my... Well, there's nothing else happening. Okay, I guess we're staying here. Emergency protocol. 10% movement speed. Okay. Huh, interesting. Rock gonna try to get a turn in here. Get stabbed from Imperious. Stitch is now maybe looking for a hook. But instead we'll find nothing but sadness and boops from the Junkrat. Good stab in the back line. The hook getting eaten by Johanna. Sub not quite done. Does have that movement speed available though. Only 9 charges from the Falstead, but that's going to ramp up here soon, I think? No. When do you get the 20 stacks increased damage? 45 stacks reduced cooldown and damage. Okay. Nice cleanse there by Shadow. And Garbage Fire tells me this is going to be a Hortipole gamer here from Zad, which I do like. Especially into Leeming, into Anduin, into Phoenix. Characters that are going to try to blink and run away from you. Really like to see the Hortipole come in. And I don't think either one of these teams is really going to have a great time trying to turn in here. Between the Stitches hooks, the Imperious Spears, Leeming Orbs, and then obviously for the side of Roll1, you have Junkrat and Joe, who are going to be, you know, making sure this doesn't happen. Ooh, are they going to get... They stopped the back there. Mongoose just very content trying to get their gems in. Really surprised we didn't see him try to turn there, especially when we got the interrupt. Maybe it wasn't called, though, either. Stitch is going to walk into a trap. Surely he's not tired of that. Stitches has caught up in globes. Oh, sub done? Not quite. Red team is going to get their first web weavers here. They're a little bit ahead in XP. And now let's see how the wave clear is going to fare for CCS. Ooh, they're caught out a little bit here. Stitches could die. They try to purge him, but no, they go onto the Li Ming. Not going to quite get a kill. It's still 0-0. We're almost at level 10s, which is honestly pretty rare for a Heroes of the Storm game to get level 10s with no kills. Johanna is completely alone. Looks like they're just going to give this. This Imperious is rotating in a very precarious position. Here comes the scoop. Rock is dead. I think Rock is still dead. Maybe not. Somehow, Rock is alive. They just decided not to go on him. Alright. Blue team, CCS has a turn-in now, a turn-in and a half. Tart is completely alone in this off lane yet again. Alright, let's take a look at our level 10s. For the side of CCS, it is Planet Cracker, Gorge, Light Bomb, Wrath, and Wave of Force. Meanwhile, for Roll1, Hortipole, Blessed, Mighty Gust, Riptire, and Ancestral Healing. Are they going to rip a shield here? I'm surprised we don't see it. Maybe now we're going to see it. No, wow. I guess because they don't have... It's a 4-on-5. Okay, that does make sense. They're going to try to stop and get the turn in here. Johanna's going to get stabbed. But she's going in. She doesn't have a lot of fear. Ancestral going to have to be used here. Gust used as well to negate the damage. Stitch's hook almost connecting. But just not quite. The blinds. Johanna is a menace on this map, dude. Like, I know she's a boring tank to play. I know people don't like it, but also, man, could she just be a bother? Ooh, there's a good stab onto Falstad. Planet Cracker coming through, and no Wrath of the Ages connecting either. Here comes a Riptire, no Ancestral available, but it's gonna connect to a lot of people. And now Zad. Really nice spin there. Gonna have to dodge a hook, and doesn't have to when you're unstoppable. Nice Hortapult there. Blue Web Weaver's finally descending. Are we gonna get a boop on... Oh, rip the boop. Rip the boop. Still no kills, by the way. We're level 11. We're 8.5 minutes into this game. Both teams have had now an objective. And there have been 0 kills, but I don't think it's gonna last much longer. Gorge is still available. And it looks like CCS and their completely clueless strategies are going to start pushing the top lane. I think this is the lane you see Proud the most just because it is boss lane, which does make the most sense. 42 gems on this Phoenix. Surprised we haven't seen too much of a gank attempt from either the Falstad. Ooh, nice cleanse this time. Good shield as well. Disengage. Maybe a little bit of an overlap there on resources, but... Stab this time is going to miss, but they do catch the Falstad, so the Wrath of the Aegis is good, but a good boop there by the Junkrat. Now Li Ming's taking a ton of tower damage. Minus 40. Mongo's looking for more. The Q not going to quite complete that kill. And yes, we have officially gone 2 full objectives and nearly 10 minutes in without a kill. Thank you for the follow, Siparu. Welcome in. Thanks for supporting HOTS. Hook not connecting this time. Vacuity gets his gems in and is looking for some action. Said, I'm tired of the bottom lane, Grandpa. And CCS goes, that's too damn bad. Get back down there. Blue team Web Weavers are descending yet again. 13's just around the corner. Are we going to have our first kill? No, the Ancestral from Shadow Leaves is good, but there is the hook connecting to the Rhaegar. Are they going to be able to save him? Maybe. It's a good gust. Now Mikey Day is kind of on an island here, but he wants more. You can see him pushing forward with that talent. Great hook there from Sedge. Shadow Leaves will be first blood. There is the Planet Cracker. Provides some moral support from the bottom lane. Trap going to do a little bit of damage to the Imperius, but nothing scary enough. Let's take a look at the bottom lane here, and maybe we have another kill. No. No Planet Cracker available this time to secure this kill. $26 globes by the Joe, 31 from the Stitches, and only 22 stacks on Falstad. Would like to see the Falstad come bottom and kind of mess with the offlaner down here. It is a Phoenix after all, and he doesn't have a lot of healing. And now we have a bit of a engage from behind, but unfortunately, the stab is pretty good. Phoenix doing a lot of damage to the back line here. 30 gems on the Johanna. It's a good kidnap there from Mikey Day. And Li Ming will claim the kill on the Johanna now 2-0 in favor of CCS. They have Web Weaver turn in again in about 6 gems. Oh, Zad. Oh boy, Zad. Nice on stop. Able to get out of there just in time. And this is the one. This is a really gnarly angle if you're a Stitches player on this map in particular. They're gonna show here. And then people are typically handing around their tap. If you step out right here and start looking for hooks, more often than, I mean, not more often than not, but occasionally, you will hit a hook from this angle, and someone's going to be really sad. But this is a gnarly angle to look for hooks. So Blue Team Web Weaver is going to be descending for a 3rd time. Doesn't look like they're going to try to force boss or anything. And now here's an immediate shield. Good Junkrat damage there onto Anduin, who's going to have to heal themselves up. But Mongoose getting really low, 7 HP, and that's not going to be enough, thanks to the Planet Cracker. Li Ming, I think he dies, actually, to the overall damage. It's a nice light bomb, but it's really not super necessary. And it took Stitches to get to level 13. He's looking for more. I'm going to click on the Stitches so I can tell the cooldown timer there. Nice engage from the side of CCS to be able to get those kills. Luckily, if CCS does what they did before, they're not going to push with a boss. Or the objective. Wait a minute. Is that faster than spinning with the loot horde? I have no idea. Red Web Weavers are going to be descending, and their waves are actually in really good condition here, so they're going to be able to defend top with this as well. Oh, but nice boop over the wall! Stitches probably needs a pull? Oh no, the wall is down. Never mind. No need to panic. No need to panic. Phoenix is going to be on chore duty. He has to go top and clear. Hogger did full back, as he's already secured this building's demise. And now let's see. We have a big engage in the back line. There is the shield, and Hogger jumps into the back as well. But a lot of damage from the Li Ming, and no unstoppable available. Is Rock Your World gonna need to get a gust from his Falstad to be able to get out of there alive? Get boss, go do camps. Yep. This is D-Way. So the keep will remain in its upright position. We have a full dominance E-build Li Ming. Also known as the Cowards build. Oh my gosh, we have Burst Fire. Wait, aren't there W talents at 16? Am I missing something? Isn't there Felstad W talents at like 13, 16? Nice hook on to... oh, the shield just out of range. Is Zad going to be able to get out of there in time? No, Light Bomb was perfectly timed there by Greg. This is not a heavy Greg, by the way. This is a normal... What a cleanse by Shadow! Huge! And Rock Your World is living a really long time thanks to thanks to his E-talent, the Holy Renewal. Would have had a lot more healing if he had two of those, but neither here nor there. What a cleanse by Shadow Leaves there on the Stitches hook. You don't like you can see it in ARAM for once in a while. I don't know if I've seen it very much in a real NGS game. That was sick. The way this Johanna walks forward is admirable. Just absolutely giving 0 Fs. The shield, they try to kill the Stitches. He immediately gets pulled. And now Johanna has to backtrack a little bit. Nice stun there by Zad. Couple people getting low. Here comes a Riptire. Is it going to be enough damage to kill anything? I don't think so, but it's going to be enough to get Mikey D. Maybe low enough. Oh, no. Here comes a Gorge. No Light Bomb, or no Ancestral available. But maybe a nice Gust before he died. Nah, the pull is there. Shadow Leaves getting run down by the Phoenix, who blinks in under tower. Junkrat trying to get out of dodge. I don't think they're going to be able to do so. 7 gems will go down, but maybe counter kill? No. While the blue web weavers are descending, the bottom fort has fallen. This fort on the brink as well. And top keep is going to be destroyed. Level 20 is just around the corner here for CCS. And they just kind of full in here. It's Zad and Rock, but minus 40 is good. Mikey's getting low enough to cause them some alarm, but not low enough to actually get a kill. That is... Wait, we have Totem 1, but not the 7. No, Totem 7's OP. 168 stacks on the Junkrat's pretty impressive. Blue team's only 5 gems away from another turn, and I believe this will be their 4th. Let's see, 50, 55, 60, 65. Yeah, this will be their 4th turn in. Scare them off with the aura. That's basically what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's aura farming and engage. But it's 9-0. Woo. For CCS, who are looking like they're going to get a turn in here. They just get the 5 gems. They're all on the Lee-Ming, who's going to be able to get a turn in. Only 28 stacks on the Falstad. He's had a tough time stacking into this team. Zad getting caught, unfortunately, again. Falstad needs to try to fly and get him out, but no, it's just going to be a really, really tough defense now without the Hogger. Looks like blue team is going to be getting this bottom keep. They have a camp to support as well. They have their 20s, and Stitches has a hook available. Let's see what he does with it. Rocket World trying to force something here. The beam of... I was going to say the beam of justice, but it really didn't do much or provide much justice. And CCS marching onto the core here. Riptire going to be used to clear out some of the nonsense of this wave, but maybe not. Actually, it's going to be used to kill the Imperius, and that's first blood for Roll1. But unfortunately, that core do be having a lot of stuff on it. And that will do it. And CCS is going to win 2-0 over Roll1Esports. Thank you for the follows, ATD and Bacon It 420. Thanks for coming out and supporting HOTS. Alright, my voice is absolutely cooked, so we're going to look over some of the post-game stats here. Leading weight damage, Lee-Ming, and Junkrat for their respective teams. Little bit of a healer diff that time around. Okay, no longer believe. Yeah, core was cooked. Both offlaners doing offlane things. Again, I mean, what a wild talent choices across the board from a lot of people. I love it. Love to see the variety, though. I appreciate that. If everything was the same every time, this game wouldn't be very fun. You're welcome, Sedge. Alright, let's go back to our map selection screen. Let's get them their hard-earned point on the board. I am going to call it, because my voice is, like I said, is pretty rough after 2 casts, but thanks for hanging out tonight. Good to see everybody in chat. Thanks for all the follows and all the love. Thanks for supporting HOTS. Be good to each other. We'll see you next time. Take care.